Growing up in the Lower East Side, the pressures that were there, the living conditions, the environment, you didn't think, oh, this is wrong, or even this is right. It's just like, this is what happens.
I think that there are circumstances sometimes that people catch themselves in that lead to some type of serious issue in the criminal justice system.
The building that I grew up in on 4th and D, there's not even a door on the front of the building. The other apartments around me were burnt out. My dad was using drugs a lot.
I don't excuse the actions, but I have some understanding of where it's coming from. And when you don't have anything, it's hard to kind of be responsible for anything else or anybody.
I had only been arrested one time before for doubling up on a turnstile. One day, one of the guys called me up and said, do you want to go do a robbery? It was the silliest, most impulsive criminal activity that I had done. 12 o'clock in the middle of the day, without masks. Quite silly, actually. But the most likely decision would be 3 to 6 years at a prison for adolescents upstate. And I was kind of shocked at that.
A young man like Jules, I don't consider him a criminal. I consider him a young man lost in a community that's vast with problems that are difficult. The role of Andrew Glover and its staff is untraditional.
Their hope is that young people can avoid incarceration, and instead maybe they receive probation. In addition to their probation, they attend Andrew Glover.
Young people are referred to us by parents, many lawyers, sometimes by the police officers who make arrests. Then we get into a mode of trying to custom-tailored services for them. We provide a lot of in-house activities, from one-on-one counseling to group counseling, to art classes, to job readiness classes. So our objectives are always to try to get these young people through the legal matter, to always seal their criminal record.
They work to reduce the sentence and put an aspect that's really missing in the system of rehabilitation.
We saw Jules as a kid that had potential to move forward if he just kind of settles and commits himself to finishing school.
I was with the program for 4 or 5 years, and I started going, I think maybe every day. You find through regularity and through consistency in all practices, all art forms, that's really the key. You gotta show up and spend some time with a group of people who remind you you're trying to continuously strive better, 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 better. To receive the award, that was a very exciting experience. They turned it into this great event. Angel actually took me to go get a suit. You know, it was my first suit. It was a culmination of everything that had come before that, and it was a happy ending.
Today, we're very proud of Jules. He's what I call a yoga master and traveling the world today.
I've had some really fun opportunities. I taught at the White House 2 years ago, taught in the largest slum in Kenya, taught in Lebanon, Japan especially. I love going to Japan. What I had realized, though, after teaching in all those places, that I hadn't actually made my way back to Andrew Glover.
He came to me and said, look, Angel, I'd like to work with the kids with some yoga. And I was kind of trying to figure out whether my kids would be even interested in yoga. And you know what? He got them interested.
Everybody was really nervous the first day. The kids didn't really know what to expect, but we had a blast. Eventually, we turned it into a fundraising event in conjunction with the Yoga Journal Conference.
He also had my staff and my kids show up and speak about Andrew Glover. And Jules raised about $1,200 to $1,300, which is, to me, the ultimate compliment when young people come back to give back.
I didn't feel like I was returning a favor. It felt so natural that I would go back to this place that gave me the foundation to travel, to teach, to do the work.
Rehabilitation, I always say, is not an overnight process. I always feel just fortunate to be the guiding tool for Jules and others as we continue this endeavor forever as it's needed in these neighborhoods.